What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to be looking at some top teams for this season's Catch Cup. The only Pokemon eligible for this cup are Pokemon that were caught during the Delightful Days season. That's right, only Pokemon you caught within the last 2.5 months are going to be available. This pretty much includes the entire Great League minus a few exceptions. But before we hop into these teams, I want to say a special thank you to the expert trainer members on this channel: Benny Hemlock, Dr. Reen Mustache, Soham Patil, CD Salaskas, and Eliana, as well as the legend trainer members on this channel: Big Burden, Andrew Pitten, Musachu, Noodleman, Speedster, Esteros, Liminal Lagamore, Tom Spencer, and Fast Idiot Boss. So without further ado, let's take a look at 10 top teams. So team number 1 is a very popular and common team, and this is an ABC style team that has been used to hit legend throughout the season by many trainers. You can expect to encounter this team on the ladder. The thought behind this team is that Scizor has only one weakness, and that weakness is a double weakness to fire. Both Pokemon in the back play well into the majority of fire type Pokemon. Credility as a rock type has Rock Tomb to hit them for super effective damage and neutralizes fire damage with its rock typing, and then Azumarill resists fire damage as a water and then hits both for super effective damage with its fast move Bubble. Both Pokemon in the back are also have flyer coverage with both Ice Beam and Rock Tomb for Pokemon like Mandibuzz and Moltres, which wall Scizor's moveset, and they both have a lot of bulk to counteract Scizor's glassiness. The next team is another ABC style line that I used for probably my best win streak of the entire season. The idea behind this team is pretty simple. Stunfisk is weak to ground, grass, water, and ice. So Golisopod makes a great safe swap because it resists ground, water, and ice, neutralizes grass with its bug typing, and can hit grass for super effective damage. And ground for super effective damage. Grass with the bug and then ground with the water. Golisopod itself is weak to electric, flying, and rock, and Stunfisk resists all three of those, making them a nearly perfect core defensively. And then offensively, you have Alolan Ninetales and Stunfisk have a nearly perfect core. Ice and electric can hit neutral into basically every single type combination in the game, except for electric steel, which conveniently Stunfisk beats with its ground typing. This is the same actually for the Fairy coverage on Ninetales. If you opt for it over Psyshock, Fairy and Ground can hit nearly every type combination in the game for at least neutral, except for Fire and Flying, which core breaks that. But once again, Stunfisk as electric typing covers that. So a very solid team in my opinion. Up next, team number 3 is also an ABC style team, but it functions kind of like an ABB team, where you have a Mudboy and Gastrodon in the lead, which has one weakness, which is a double weakness to grass. Thus, we have 2 answers to grass in the back. Dugong is your safe swap that typically lures out the Pokemon that Moltres doesn't want to see, as they both share an electric and rock weakness, but Dugong has Drill Run for coverage. Moltres is your sweeper, and this is actually the team that got me from like 2800 all the way to legend this season. Up next, team number 4 is a team inspired by Home Slice Henry. I actually ran into him on the ladder running a Lanturn Fortress core, and it took me no time to realize how strong it was. When you think about what Lanturn struggles with, it's walled by grass and dragon Pokemon, and then mediocre into grounds because it takes super effective from grounds with its electric typing, but it does have Water Gun to neutralize that a little bit. So Fortress as a bug steel does well into most of its weaknesses while only having one weakness of its own, which is a double weakness to fire, which conveniently Water Gun Lanturn covers really well. And then you just have Drifblim in the back, just kind of a safe third because it's good into ground and grass that Lanturn struggles with, and Icy Wind is super effective into both ground, grass, and dragon, into all of those, so that Lanturn doesn't want to see. So a very solid ABC style team here as well. Next up, team number 5 has the brand new Shadow Giratina Altered, and no surprise with its unique typing, it finds itself among the top ranked Pokemon. Steelix is a lead for this team, weak to ground, fire, and fighting. Giratina resists fire and fighting, and has strong bulk and great typing, and solid fast and charge move options. I do want to mention that Dragon Breath Giratina actually looks equally viable, as does Ancient Power for coverage. This line is built in an ABB style where both Pokemon in the back are weak to Ghost and Fairy, so Annihilate is meant to lure those out to allow Giratina to sweep, or vice versa. The Annihilate Steelix core is also very strong because Annihilate is weak to Psychic, Fairy, and Flying, which are all resisted by Steelix. Realistically, like I said, either of those back two mons could be used as safe swaps depending on the lead. This is actually the team that got me to leaderboard's top 200 this season. Next up is team number 6, and one of the first teams that I showcased at the start of the new season, and would you believe it if I told you it still works? Dedenne has two weaknesses, and that is ground and poison, which Gligar resists both of, and then you have Lapras with Psywave, which can hit the poisons for super effective damage, and then Sparkling Aria to hit the grounds for super effective damage. You have some very solid bulk between the back two Pokemon as well, so you can use your shields early on Dedenne and start ramping that defense when necessary, and which can get completely out of hand. You also have both Pokemon in the back that can function as safe swaps, which is really nice because, and if they're punished, Dedenne covers the weaknesses of both of those back two Pokemon pretty well as well. Because Gligar weak to water, and then Lapras weak to electric and fighting, so Dedenne covers all three of those. Up next, one cannot simply overshadow the new Mud Slapper, Toedscruel in team number 7. This Pokemon has very unique typing that actually makes it pair extremely well with its water brethren Tentacruel. Tentacruel is weak to electric and ground, both of which are resisted on Toedscruel. And then Carbink, as a rock throw user in the back, hits all of Toedscruel's weaknesses for super effective damage. Toad is weak to ice, flying, bug, and fire. Tentacruel also resists 3 of those for a very solid ABC style line. Up next, team number 8 is another ABC style team where your lead is weak to fighting and fairy. So Clodsire as a poison resisting both of those typings makes a great safe swap, and then Talon as your sweeper is a fire flying, which also resists fighting and fairy. So very solid ABC style line here as well. Up next, team number 9 is one of the only ABA teams you'll ever see recommended on this channel. I usually don't like them, but this one is uniquely strong and is very common towards higher elo, so you can expect to see variants of this team. Sometimes you'll see like a Fortress in place of Regidrago. But the way this team functions is basically just 2-shield Marowak. If you get a bad lead, specifically one that you're ABA weak to, you just play it out and you just 2-shield through it with Marowak. If you're ABB strong to it, Regidrago is your safe swap. 2 bulky Pokemon in the back that don't really require shields. Regidrago also covers the water weakness of both the lead and the closer. Marowak, of course, is weak to grass, water, and ice, whereas Bastion is weak to fighting, ground, and water. So a lot of neutral coverage between the 3, and then the fast move pressure alone on this team is just really, really strong, and then plus rock and ground pretty much cover the majority of the meta, which is why this team works. Up next, team number 10 and the final team of this video is another ABC style team with a double electric weakness in the back. You have Bellibolt on the lead, only has 1 weakness, which is ground, so we have a water and a flyer in the back to cover that weakness. Samurott is among the top ranked switches and can lure out any electric that Corviknight doesn't want to see. Corviknight is also weak to fire, which both of the Pokemon cover as well, because Samurott as a water and then Bellibolt as an electric with Sucker Punch actually beats all of the common fire types. The common fire types include Talonflame, which it resists Fly and Brave Bird, Skeleturge, which you have super effective Sucker Punch, and Typhlosion, where you resist Thunder Punch, which forces them to full send Blast Burns. But yeah, that's 10 top teams for the Catch Cup. Let me know what you guys think, and feel free to submit any battles, but that's gonna be it for me from this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, peace.